Welcome back to Debunk'd, where we at CBR take a look at popular fan theories that crop up all over the internet, in which fanboys and girls do their best to find clues about upcoming developments in their favorite properties. Our team of CBR pop culture scientists with lab coats and clipboards work tirelessly day and night in our special truth-testing lab hidden miles below the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri, to ensure that you have only the best in internet rumors. This time, we're taking a look at whether or not the great warrior Vegeta will overcome the series hero Goku in the popular Dragon Ball series. Buckle up, because this is going to be intense. It's no secret that one of the world's most popular entertainment franchises to come out in the past 35 years is the world-famous Dragon Ball series. Beginning as a serialized comic book, or manga, in Japan in 1984, Akira Toriyama's ongoing saga follows the adventures of the alien Goku as he matures from a child and trains into adulthood and becomes not only one of the mightiest fighters in the universe, but also a powerful defender of his adopted home planet, Earth. In 1986, the manga was adapted to anime by Toei Animation, and before you knew it, Dragon Ball Mania had taken over not just Japan, but all over the Eastern and Western world. The Dragon Ball franchise has generated more than just manga and an anime TV series. It's also spawned 3 television specials, 2 sequel series to the original Dragon Ball series, a live-action feature film, plus 19 animated feature films. 19! That's like all the movies about Tarzan and Robin Hood ever made, all combined. In fact, Goku is one of the few Japanese-created characters to be featured as a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. The Goku balloon made its debut during the parade's 95th year in 2018. Universal Studios Japan has 2 rides which let park guests experience immersive Dragon Ball battles. The Dragon Ball franchise is one of the top 10 highest-grossing media franchises of all time, ranking up there with Mickey Mouse, Pokemon, James Bond, Snoopy, and Spider-Man. The manga alone has sold over 350 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling sequential art stories, which includes manga and comic books, of all time.
Man, it's been way too long.
We said all that to underscore the point that, Dragon Ball is pretty popular. Lots of people really like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball fandom is fiercely loyal, with rabid fans sporting Dragon Ball tattoos, meeting for enormous conventions, and even one fan, Carlos Sanchez, who actually named his baby son after Dragon Ball's hero, Goku. Therefore, it's not a stretch to say that fans of the Dragon Ball series are also, by and large, fans of the franchise's hero and central character, Goku. Over the past 35 years, fans have grown up right along with Goku as he matured, and he trained into the hero and the icon we know and love today. But like Batman needs a Joker and Hulk Hogan needs Rowdy Roddy Piper, the story of a hero is exponentially more interesting when the hero has a rival. And in the Dragon Ball universe, our hero Goku's arch rival is fellow Saiyan fighter Vegeta. While Goku is noble and humble, Vegeta is boastful and vain. While Goku trains to be prepared for any battle to defend the weak, Vegeta is totally in it for the glory, and honestly believes he should be regarded as the best fighter in the universe, and is stalker-level obsessed with surpassing Goku. Vegeta is one of the most popular characters in the Dragon Ball franchise, whose fans include internet celebrity and fangirl Danny Fernandez. With respect to Vegeta's popularity, many fans believe that he will eventually, finally, surpass Goku. And we think this theory is full of radish fertilizer. And this theory, that Vegeta will surpass Goku, is about to get debunked. While Vegeta is absolutely essential to the Dragon Ball saga, and has, arguably, one of the best story arcs of the series, we don't think he'll ever overshadow its hero, and we're going to take a look at a few reasons why. First, let's take a look at the creator's intentions. We think it's safe to say that Akira Toriyama has done an extraordinary job keeping creative control over this amazingly popular franchise. And so, when there's a question about the direction of the story, we can always go back to what the creator himself has said about his creation. When we went back and reread interviews with Toriyama, we discovered that despite the character's incredible popularity, Toriyama doesn't care for Vegeta very much. In fact, he's actually quoted as saying, "With Vegeta, well, I don't like him that much, but he was extremely helpful to have around." In fact, after one of Vegeta's earliest appearances, Toriyama got a ton of fan mail begging him not to kill Vegeta. However, it seems that Toriyama's dislike of the character got the best of him, and he killed Vegeta anyway. Not too long after his first appearance, Vegeta was killed by Frieza's death beam. In fact, as Goku buried his dead foe, he actually expressed a degree of envy for Vegeta's prideful demeanor, wishing Goku himself could be a little more self-assertive. But true to form, whether it's Jean Grey in Marvel Comics, Superman in DC Comics, or Sherlock Holmes in his series of novels, death is temporary in the Dragon Ball universe. And before too long, Vegeta was back to challenge and antagonize Goku once again. This may explain why the character of Vegeta has changed from an arch-enemy who's a big boastful jerk to an anti-hero who's a big boastful jerk, to eventually joining the heroes, while still being a big boastful jerk. So, knowing the creator of the whole franchise doesn't like his own creation that much, there's no reason to believe that the creator would subject himself to transitioning the story from his beloved protagonist Goku and hand it over to a creation he likes less. That would be like transitioning the beloved 70s sitcom Happy Days from the adventures of the incredibly popular Fonzie to the less exciting adventures of ultra-nerd Ralph Malph. Or I Love Lucy suddenly being more about Fred and Ethel. Or imagine tuning into Riverdale, and instead of being about Archie showing his chiseled six-pack abs, it's actually about something interesting. Anyway, we don't see that happening anytime soon. Secondly, and we touched on this earlier, Vegeta and Goku are very different kinds of fighters. Despite both being Saiyans, Goku, as you might remember, grew up on Earth where he trained to become a defender of Earth. Vegeta trained as a soldier to handle combatants from all sides and to assess multiple threats at once. Vegeta's training is very helpful in war or in guerrilla combat, but Goku is trained to fight one-on-one. Goku's training sets him up specifically for duels, which are the kind of battles in which most Dragon Ball fighters are judged. We're not saying Vegeta is a bad fighter. The point we're trying to make here is that in all those great Dragon Ball battles we've seen over the years, the most significant fights aren't wars or giant battles, but one-on-one sparring matches. Goku has trained for one-on-one fighting, which makes him much more suitable for those Dragon Ball battles rather than Vegeta's very robust training that's way more appropriate for military combat. Anyway, we don't see Vegeta surpassing Goku anytime soon, unless of course Vegeta trains, and trains, and trains like Goku. Third, healing. The Saiyan race has a unique healing factor, and it's one of the things that really makes any Saiyan a formidable opponent in a sparring match. Healing is a recurring theme in the Dragon Ball storyline too. See, every time a Saiyan is whooped on and has to heal, their power increases dramatically. In fact, if a Saiyan dies and is resurrected from the dead, like they die in the comics and in manga, their power increases even more. Both Goku and Vegeta have died and been resurrected twice, so we know they're powerful from that, but consider how many times Goku has had his Saiyan butt handed to him in battle despite the fact that he trains constantly. Given Vegeta's warrior training, he's certainly a powerful fighter, and he has, to be fair, won a lot of fights. Goku, however, has been whooped on a few times. It's fair to say that Goku's gone through the healing and power increase many more times than Vegeta. Don't believe us? Then ask Vegeta how many times he's lost a fight.
Go ahead and mock me, Frieza, but I'm not afraid of you.
We bet his answer is not that many, whereas Goku might actually cop to the fact that he's lost more fights than Bluto's lost to Popeye the Sailor Man. In fact, Bluto keeps coming back again and again. We're starting to wonder if he's a Saiyan too. So, because of the fact that Goku has simply been beaten and consequently increased in power due to that super cool Saiyan healing factor, we don't see Vegeta surpassing Goku at any time. Fourth, have we mentioned training? Way back in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta and Goku seem to possess equal levels of skill. However, Whis, who's no slouch in combat himself, points out that Vegeta's arrogance and short fuse are the reasons why he continues to lag behind Goku. That's a pretty minor distinction, all things considered. But fight after fight, battle after battle, contest after contest, Goku continues to emerge victorious and stronger. We think that's just plain evidence that Goku is the superior Dragon Ball fighter and always will be. Vegeta will never admit that, but pound for pound, it looks like the record books belong to Goku. Fifth, character. When we first met him, Goku was an angry and violent punk while growing up with his grandfather Gohan. But after a short time out in a coma, Goku awakened with a diminished Saiyan aggression and a radically changed, more noble personality. The new Goku was more likely to joke around and even express a very non-Saiyan trait: empathy.
Isn't she great?
Goku just seems to be hardwired to protect others, which is one of the most defining characteristics of a traditional hero. On the other hand, Vegeta, who, to be fair, has demonstrated a degree of selflessness once in a while, is very quick to remind you and anyone who will listen that he is a Saiyan prince, and therefore comes from a place of entitlement and selfishness more often than not. It seems that Goku is willing to make sacrifices and put it all on the line for others, but Vegeta has a hard time seeing any value in anything beyond his own ego. It is for that reason that we think that Goku is a more interesting character to continue to propel the ongoing story. Sixth, history. Now, we've talked about this before, but the entire Dragon Ball franchise is loosely based on the ancient Buddhist folk story of the Monkey King. According to legend, the Monkey King is not part of a TV rock and roll band that may or may not have played their own instruments on the hit song Last Train to Clarksville. Instead, the Monkey King is the most powerful warrior to ever exist and destroyed nearly all of Heaven's army before finally being redeemed. Now, if that doesn't sound like Dragon Ball Super, we don't know what does. Nevertheless, we think that, since his character is based on the legend of the Monkey King, Goku's fate is to be the best there is. We're not saying he's never been defeated, because we all know he's been defeated a ton of times, but he always bounces back and redeems himself so he can ultimately claim victory. Vegeta seems to be just as fated to be second best, no matter what he does. Seventh. Seriously, we're up to 7 points on this debunking? We must be really passionate about Dragon Ball. Well, for this point, we wonder if Goku can absorb the power of his opponent and therefore always be 1 degree more powerful than his opponent. Consider this. Goku has, on more than one occasion, used his Spirit Bomb technique to absorb the energy and strength of other creatures and then convert that into power for himself. Many fans consider this to be the most powerful technique ever used in the Dragon Ball series, and only Goku is capable of using it. Fans make the assumption that when Goku collects life energy, it's just a temporary effect that dissipates after he's used the technique. But does it? In one battle, Goku was able to channel the power of the Spirit Bomb directly into his own body, increasing his own power. He basically absorbed other people's ki to make himself stronger. So we ask you this. Could it be that Goku is continuously absorbing ki energy from everything around him, building up his power over time and increasing his ability to use that ki? Yeah, it's a stretch. It's totally conjecture. But it's just as ludicrous as any theory where the second banana overtakes the top banana. You know, like Bucky or the Falcon becoming Captain America. Or Dick Grayson or Jim Gordon becoming Batman. That would never happen, would it? I mean, what kind of hack would crank out a story like that, right? You with me? Anyone? And finally, Goku is a ki factory. It's a cheap shot, but we're not above a cheap shot to suggest that the reason why Vegeta doesn't measure up to Goku is because he's smaller than Goku, especially since he's vastly more powerful than, say, the larger Nappa or any of the much bigger opponents. However, none of them were Goku. And if Vegeta's and Goku's natural ki levels are so close, it's not unreasonable to conclude that a larger body size could make significant difference in creating a gap between the two. During the series, Goku has continuously bulked up, because he trains all the time, while Vegeta has stayed relatively the same size.
Ta-da! Hey, guys!
This is most obvious after Goku's first resurrection, where it seemed as if Goku's size had increased dramatically. And as we all know, the source of the Saiyans' power is their ability to use ki energy. We also know that power increases substantially during their much larger Great Ape transformation. It stands to reason that a larger body produces more ki. So as Vegeta has consistently stayed physically smaller than Goku, using the logic we just described, Goku generates more ki, and therefore will always be more powerful than Vegeta. There's no question that Vegeta remains one of the most popular characters in the Dragon Ball series, if not in all of anime fandom, consistently showing up on the list of top characters in almost any survey. Legions of fans eat up millions of dollars in Vegeta merchandise. Any convention floor isn't complete without 1 or 2 Vegeta cosplayers. We have to tip our hat to this character, who, despite not being particularly well liked by his own creator, has really proven to be a breakout character. We're also not saying that a series where Vegeta is the lead wouldn't be fantastic. It certainly would be, and we'd love to see it. But once the focus of the series moves from Goku to Vegeta, it really isn't completely part of the Dragon Ball series, is it?
But you've been born with a natural talent far beyond my own. No amount of training could have closed the gap between us.
The Dragon Ball series, while full of all the twists and turns of any continuing narrative, is really the epic story of Goku's journey. We love Vegeta, and he's a very important part of the story. But the real story of Dragon Ball belongs to Goku and is likely to stay that way for a very long time. The rivalry between Vegeta and Goku is so strong that in January of 2018, the voice actors for Vegeta and Goku actually challenged each other to a fight. Christopher Sabat and Sean Schemmel, voice actors for Vegeta and Goku respectively, called each other out after a recent broadcast of a Dragon Ball Super episode on Cartoon Network's Toonami. It all started when Sabat was tweeting about his excitement for the next episode of Dragon Ball Super's English dub, where Vegeta was finally about to get in on the fight. Schemmel joked in response, saying it was only copy Vegeta doing the fighting, but after more of this back and forth, Sabat proposed they settle their differences. Dragon Ball style. Since Dragon Ball FighterZ, the popular fighting game produced by Arc System Works, was new at the time, Sabat proposed that they handle their fight that way. Schemmel, not backing down, formally accepted this challenge. But Sabat's final challenge proposal was a lot funnier than fans would expect. After giving a rundown over their battle on Twitter summarizing why he needs to fight Schemmel and win, Christopher Sabat officially challenged Sean Schemmel to a fight in Dragon Ball FighterZ in a TBD location. The fight eventually took place in a California esports arena with Sabat emerging victorious. By the way, Vegeta's popularity is so huge that just a few weeks ago, Adidas released a new Dragon Ball themed shoe called the Ultra Tech Vegeta. The color scheme stays true to the Mighty Soldier's appearance, from the blue and gold upper designed after Vegeta's body armor to the black accents on the heel and inner lining that represent his pre-Super Saiyan hair. In fact, the designers are such fans that they even included Vegeta's over 9,000 catchphrase from the 1997 episode The Return of Goku on the heel.
It's over 9,000! 9,000!
A white mudguard and webbed black midsole present a retro running style. You can get yours wherever you get your sneakers, but the safest bet is to get them online. Of all the newest Dragon Ball merch we've seen recently, we think these shoes are pretty cool. Forbes magazine also reported on the speculation that Killmonger's costume in Marvel's Black Panther movie closely resembles what Vegeta usually wears. The actor who played Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, is an unashamed anime fan who is on record claiming to be a fan of Naruto and Bleach, so it's possible that the actor provided some influence on his costume and referenced Vegeta. There's even some similarities between the two characters, each being more or less a prince with a wicked fighting style and a hot temper and a bit of a superiority complex. Not only is it cool that there's a subconscious nod to Dragon Ball in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's cool that respected magazines like Forbes are giving attention to the overwhelming popularity of the Dragon Ball series and, especially, Vegeta.
The prince had reclaimed his throne and fulfilled his destiny.
What's also kind of cool, but also a little over the top for our taste, is a new life-size statue of Vegeta which was just announced by a Japanese manufacturer. If you have an extra $4,000 or $5,000 lying around, you can pick one of these bad boys up and put it prominently on display in your mansion or your yacht. But it might be a little too big for your Learjet. In any case, the base of Vegeta's statue features blue and yellow lights because, well, of course it does. If you're gonna drop $5,000 on something, it better at least light up. If you include the base, and here at CBR, you know we're all about the base. The base. The base. Vegeta measures up to an incredible 6'9". So if you've got that kind of room in your home and that kind of money, send us a picture of you with your giant Vegeta. We'd love to see it. Is Vegeta a cool character? You bet he is. Is Vegeta one of the characters that makes the Dragon Ball series so much fun to watch? Of course. But will he ever be superior to Goku? Probably not. We agree that Vegeta's character has arguably gone through more personal development than any other main Dragon Ball character, but his ongoing rivalry with Goku has yet to provide a clear answer as to which Saiyan is truly the most powerful. Even in Dragon Ball Super, the contest between Vegeta and Goku remains a central theme and has spread to a bitter, ongoing debate among the series' fans about which hero should be the most powerful Saiyan warrior. Should it be the ambitious and uncompromising Vegeta? Or the noble and self-sacrificing Goku? What about you? What do you think? Would you want Vegeta to overtake Goku and become the hero of the Dragon Ball series? Or do you think the story belongs to Goku, and that anything else just isn't Dragon Ball? Leave your theory in the comments section below, and be sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss the next exciting episode of Debunk'd, right here on CBR. Thanks for watching.